Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5, me as a moderator, and my friend Mawaddah Warahmah, Gebby Dwi Jeffany, Marsina Elisya, and Amirah Nur Reski. We will present about the type of research based on research data. The first material is primary research. This will be explained by Mawaddah Warahmah. So Mawaddah Warahmah, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I'm Mawaddah Warahmah. I would like to explain the first material about the primary data. According to Sugiono 2016, primary data is a data source that directly provides data to data collectors. And so we can conclude the primary data is data source that primary data source were obtained through interviews with research subject and by direct observation or observation in the fields. And then there are primary data collections methods are divided into three, namely is case studies, survey, and experiment. The first is case study. Next slide, please. Okay, case study is a research design that is comprehensive, detailed, intense, and in-depth, and is focused on efforts to examine contemporary or time-limited problems or phenomena. And next, please. Okay, the second is survey. According to Carolinger, 1973, survey research is research conducted on a large or small populations, but the data studied are data from samples taken from that population to find relative occurrences, distributions, and relationship between sociological and psychological variables. Okay, that's all from me. I give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mawaddah. Okay, we will. Okay, the next material is the experiment. It will. Okay, I will repeat again. The next material is experiment. Will be presented by Gebby. Gebby, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I will explain about the third method of primary data. This is experiment. The experiment is a way to find causal relationship or causal between two factors that are deliberately caused by research by eliminating or reducing or setting aside other distributing factor. The experimental research method, according to Sugiono 2018, is a research method used to find the effect of certain treatment on others under control condition. So that direct comparison can be made between treated and untreated subject to determine carefully and accurately the result of experiments that have been carried out. Okay, that's all from me. I give it back to the moderator.
Thank you, Gebby. Okay, the next material is secondary research. Will explained by Marsina Elisya. So Marsina, time is yours.
Okay, secondary research.
Next slide, please. According to Hakim in Cortes by Johnson, 2014, formulation secondary data analysis is or secondary research as any further analysis of an existing data set which is the present interpretation, conclusion of knowledge with present interpretation, conclusion of knowledge, additional to or different from those present in the first report on the inquiry as a whole its main result. According to Sumarna, secondary research is obtained by research of many potentially exciting sources, meaning that researchers act the second practice because they are not obtained directly. According to Nariwati, secondary research is a data that refers to information collected from the exciting source. Okay, that's all from me. Back to the moderator.
Thank you to Marsina. Okay, we will go to the next material. It's the secondary data analysis. This is will be explained by Amirah to Amirah Fadisya.
Okay, thanks to the moderator. I will explain about the secondary data analysis. And can this be formulated as follows? ASD is not a data analysis method, but a research method. But therefore, according to Andres, data analysis methods such as grounded theory, qualitative data analysis, and statistical analysis can be used by secondary data analysis research methods. And the second is ASD uses or utilizes secondary data, namely existing data. In this case, ASD researchers do not collect their own data, so either by interviewing, distributing questionnaires or checklists, conducting tests using a rating scale or a scale such as Likert scale or observation. The secondary data can be in the form of research data. It can also be in the form of institutional administrative documentary data. So please. Okay, the libraries to this research. According to Sumarna, literature study is a method of collecting data by seeking information through books, magazines, newspaper, and other literature aimed at forming the theoretical basis. But according to Narimawati, 2008, literature study is an activity to collect information relevant to the topic or problem that is the object of research. And the last one is, according to Surya Sumantri, 2010, literature study is a data collection technique by reviewing various books, literature, notes, and so on related to the problem being solved. So it can be concluded that literature study is the collection of data from various sources such as books, magazines, newspaper, and so on with the aim of theoretical foundation. Okay. I think that's all for me. I give it back to my director. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ami. Okay, for the last material is about steps in the library research. Will explained by me. The step in library research, according to Koltau, is the first is topic selection. Topic selection of the topic is being chosen based on several considerations. For example, the researchers saw how the elementary school student bought snack and conducted a question and answer session with several information about street food. The second is information exploration. Exploration of information about library research to help researchers gain more complete knowledge about the research to be carried out. For example, researchers explore information using several search engines, one of which is Google Scholar or something else. And that has been done and adapted to the topic that will be raised after the observation are made. The third is determine research focus. Researchers need to determine the focus of research to limit and clarify the topic that will be studied in the research to be carried out. For example, after determining the research focus, the researchers began to determine the hypothesis to be studied and determine the research variable. The next is data source collection. Research that collect data source in the form of books, journal, articles that relate to the chosen topic. For example, researchers take advantage of books available in libraries, internet sites that provide ebooks and relate the scientific journals so that the necessary data sources are collected. The next is preparation of data presentation. For example, researchers begin to edit and analyze data according to the variable studies and support the researcher's hypothesis. And the last one is a report preparation. Prepare a report in accordance with predetermined rating systematic. For example, the preparation of report and adapted to the guidelines for the preparation of library research final assignment. And I think that's all for our group material. I will going to the next section for everyone who have a critic, suggestion, or question. You can type your name in the chat box. Okay, to Juliana, thank you.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I'm Juliana from Group 4. I will ask a question to Group 5. What are the ethical principles in case study research? That's all from me. I give it back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. Your question will be answered by Gebby. So Gebby, thank you.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I will answer from Juliana question. That is a case study ethics. According to Nur Salam 2016, in general, the ethical principle in research can be divided into three parts, namely, the first is benefit principle. There are many aspects. The first is free from surfing. The second, research must be carried out without causing surfing. The third is free from exploitation. The fourth is subject participant in research should be avoided from circumstance. The fifth, risk or benefit ratio. And the last, research must be carefully weigh the risks and benefits which will affect the subject of each action. The third principle is the principle of respect human rights. There are the first, the right to participate or not become a respondent. The second, the right to obtain guarantees from the treatment given. The third, informed consent. A subject must be get complete information about the goal research to be carried out, has the right to be free to participate or refuse to be a response. The last principle is the principle of justice. There are the first, the right to get fair treatment. The second, the right to be kept confidential. Okay, that's all from me. I give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Gebby. So that is the answer for the Juliana question. And I think that's all for our discussion today.